So you guys have been asking me for years for outdoor griddle content. You want to know how to season it, how to maintain it, what happens if you get a little rust on it. Well, today is that day because the Weber Slate just arrived on my doorstep, or I guess my backyard. Now, first things first, Weber did send me this griddle for free. I'm not a Weber ambassador. They didn't tell me to make this video. They're not paying me to make this video. In fact, they don't even know I'm making this video. I'm making this video because you guys wanted griddle content. Now, there is a main reason why I wanted a Weber Slate over different types of outdoor griddles out there. Sure, Weber is one of the OGs of outdoor cooking. Sure, once the Slate is assembled, it is a badass workstation. That's all great, but really there's one main reason why I wanted a Weber Slate. But first, let's unbox it, let's assemble it, and then I'll go over why I wanted a Weber Slate. Now, I watched a bunch of videos and a lot of people said it was super easy to assemble. There was one guy where it took him 3 hours to assemble it because he put the bottom half together backwards, so he had to basically disassemble the entire thing. And again, it took him 3 hours. I have about 2.5 hours left of good sunlight, give or take. Let's see if we can get it done. I hope so. And it's a beautiful day in October here in New Jersey. So let's crack a beer and get started. This is the top part of the griddle. Knobs and wheels, propane gauge before the final boss. At the bottom, which makes sense, is the actual griddle itself. I lied. Another part of the door. And then, I can see it, it says it right on here. The griddle. Oh yeah. Dude, this thing is heavy. Heavy. Oh yeah, wow. Probably very thick, got some good thermal mass is what we're looking for. I better read these instructions. So it's been about 50 minutes and I'd say I'm probably close to halfway done. This is like the bottom cabinet. Now, so far, I'd say it's not that difficult. This is probably the most difficult part to assemble, I would guess. If you've ever assembled an IKEA piece of furniture, it's very similar, the instructions here. It's not, nothing's really written out, it's just pictures. So you have to just honestly really pay attention to the pictures. All right, now this next part, I need to get the top on the bottom, and our instructions say 2-man lift. I am a 2-man lift. There we go. Probably better with 2 people. So I'm about 2 hours in and I am 99% done. All I have to do is add the griddle itself. I will say the pack out, killer. There's not a single scratch on this griddle. Nothing, not a dent, not a scratch. I'm very surprised. Usually you get something of this size and this weight, something's gonna have a ding on it. But it's perfect. So let's get the griddle on there. We're golden, pony boy. Nice. Nice. This thing is nice. Did I say that? So this is the current setup. This is how it would come stock. Luckily, they sent me a bunch of extra goodies that I'm going to mess with probably tomorrow. It's getting a little bit late here, but let's check out the griddle. Look at that thing. Gorgeous. Big as hell. Great patina. So it's actually been a few days since I assembled the griddle. I been a little bit busy. And it's October here in New Jersey, and it's very dewy. Every morning you come outside, there's moisture everywhere for a couple hours till the sun really starts to come out. And I've had the Slate out here just like this with the lid down, but everything for sure is getting a little wet, and you can see that the griddle is pristine. There is not even a tiny bit of rust. Now it's gonna rain tomorrow, so I am definitely going to put the cover on this. I'm definitely gonna take very good care of this griddle. Now finally, let me tell you guys why I wanted a Weber Slate over all the other outdoor griddles out there. Now my number one reason is what the griddle itself is actually made of. Now a lot of people think that the outdoor griddles are made of cast iron. It is not cast iron. Now cast iron is fantastic at retaining heat. Cast iron is strong, but it is also brittle, which means it can crack, and people tend to abuse their outdoor cookware. The last thing you want is your griddle cracking. Now what your griddles are made out of is steel. Now other griddles, like let's say a Blackstone, is made from cold rolled low carbon steel. But the steel used on the Weber Slate has a higher carbon content. Now that higher carbon content makes the griddle stronger and more durable. Now the carbon is not super high like cast iron, which makes it brittle. It's kind of in that sweet spot. Now that's important because this griddle has 4 zones of heat. You could have these 2 burners on and these 2 burners off. That means this griddle is heating up very unevenly, and uneven heat is a recipe for warping. And again, that higher carbon content makes the Slate much less likely to warp compared to something like a Blackstone. And the griddle on the Slate is 4.5 millimeters thick, which is a little bit thicker than a Blackstone, so we have more thermal mass. And you combine that with the higher carbon content, and it is a very durable griddle that's gonna last a long time. And really that is the main reason I wanted the Slate. Now I'm not dunking on a Blackstone. I've used a Blackstone before. A lot of my friends have Blackstones, they love them. Now I knew between the material of the griddle, the overall setup of the workstation, made this griddle the one that I really wanted. And there are plenty of other YouTube videos showing the setups of the Slate, so I'll just give you a quick little rundown. Weber sent me some really awesome accessories, including the garbage bag attachment and the paper towel roll attachment, which to me are 2 huge things when cooking outside. You're always asking, where the hell are the paper towels? And you're always looking for something to throw your trash in. You have a collapsible side table that these hooks do fit on, that you could put your cooking utensils. Or if you don't want the garbage bag on here, you could remove this, put these hooks over here, hang the cooking utensils off to the side. Now here originally were these stainless steel trays that essentially act as shelves. Those pop out and you could put in things like this caddy and this tray. Same goes for this side. You could pop out the other stainless steel shelf and put something else like another caddy, or in this case we have a cutting board. Now what people also really like is that the grease trap is in front and not behind. You got a lot of storage. You have a big old shelf here and these cabinets that open up and are magnetic. Propane hooks to the side and comes with a gauge. So once again, this setup is badass. The griddle itself is super durable and badass. I will be cooking on it for the first time tonight, making steak tacos. So we got proteins, we got veggies. I'm gonna see how it holds up. I'm curious to see how the seasoning holds up. So maybe I'll make another video in a month or 2 letting you know how it's holding up.